The Raptors will end preseason with a winning record. They end 3-2 in preseason after tonight's 116-112 victory over the Brooklyn Nets. Box score doesn't really reflect how the game went. Let's break it down. Four-point win for the Raptors. It could have been a lot more than 4. The Raptors were not fantastic in the first half, just were decent. Brooklyn, not very good. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA this season. But the third quarter is where we really saw the Raptors take off. Great third quarter. Best guys in the team setting the tone. Emmanuel quickly back from injury today. First and only preseason game he will have played. 10 assists. Moving the ball really well. Barnes, aggressive, brought the energy, set the tone for the team. That's what you want out of your leadership figure in Scotty Barnes. You want him to set the tone for what everybody else should bring out there. You got a nice, classic, quality Jakob Poeltl performance. Abaji has closed out preseason pretty well, I'd say. A lot better than he started it. And Grady Dick, another decent performance from him. Got some help from the bench as well, and ultimately weren't tested that much by the Nets, other than an outrageous performance by Cam Johnson. But we take it and we move. Let's go through the box score from the game. Scotty Barnes, 21, 6, and 3. After his near triple-double last time out against the Boston Celtics, goes 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. I'll take that stat line in a lot of games. A lot of games I'll be happy with that stat line. Jakob Poeltl, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. One of the most consistent figures this team has to offer. I do not understand how Raptors fans can watch this guy play and think they should trade him. He's very, very good. Quickly, not a ton of shooting. That's okay. Was 4 of 7, 1 of 2 from 3. Had a couple early pull-up threes. I guess he just wasn't feeling it tonight coming back from injury. But he was great playmaking-wise. Still had the shooting gravity. Had some nice pick-and-roll sets with Poeltl. Finished with 10 assists. I'll take it. Abaji, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 of 11 from the field. I do want to have a word about the 1 of 6 from 3. Don't think we're going to be getting like 11 shots from Abaji every game, 16 points. I don't want to discredit the guy. He had a great game. He was plus 18. That's twice in a row. He's been super high up in the plus-minus category. The defense is clearly there. Three-pointers are going to have to sharpen for the regular season. They just are. So we'll see if he can do it. Grady Dick, 12 points, 5 of 14 from the field. 3 balls wasn't falling really for him today. He only 2 of 8, but another solid performance from Grady Dick offensively. His plus-minus doesn't really do him justice. The big thing I've noticed about Grady Dick's game today, he was fantastic on defense. Like, he had 2 blocks, but he altered a lot more shots than that. And at the rim, just contested really well on a lot of drives for the Nets. Not the traits you would commonly attribute and associate to Grady Dick you got out of him defensively today. So I'm very happy about that. Grady Dick looks ready to start the season as a starter for the Raptors. The third preseason game, the first of 2 against Boston. Poor defensive showing. I understand that. The defense is a work in progress. But I believe Grady Dick has done more than enough to become a starter for the Raptors. Start of the season. See how it goes. Good player. Looks fluid with the starters out there. Off the bench, we're going to have to start to get into some decision-making here because that's the end of preseason. Who's getting the rotation spots? Who's getting the roster spots? Well, Chris Boucher should be in rotation to start the season. Energy was good once again. 10 points, 2 of 4 from 3. Not his best preseason performance, but enough to say, if you're playing 9 guys, he should be probably one of those 9. Bruno Fernando was a plus 12, had 7 points, was 3 of 3, 4 rebounds. I feel like in the opposite direction, his box score doesn't do him justice. I didn't think he was that good. So the Bruno Fernando situation is this. Raptors can either cut him or keep him. If they keep him, his contract is guaranteed for the whole year. Not a big contract, but it's guaranteed for the whole year. If the Raptors cut him, he gets no more money. Nobody is necessarily knocking on the door to get that final roster spot. Raptors have 14 guaranteed contracts right now. 3 two-way contracts, 3 Exhibit 10 contracts, plus other ones which don't need to be explained right now. But nobody is taking that final roster spot the 15th spot from Bruno Fernando. My thought process is, would we miss him if he got cut? Don't really think so. Save some money. Save a roster spot for a potential Bruce Brown or Chris Boucher trade. Something to consider. He just looks clunky. He doesn't look assured anywhere on the floor, to be honest. Jamison Battle, I don't see enough to say that we should bypass his Exhibit 10 contract and give him that 15 spot. Some people have said that's the case. Good shooter, not a great defender. I'd like to see a bit more in the G League before going further. Just going in order here, giving my thoughts on everybody as far as preseason went. Mobo needs some time in the G League to fine-tune his game. Doesn't really know what to do in the paint when he has the ball on offense. Slow decision-making. Defensively gets burned on the perimeter a bit too easily. So a work in progress. Wouldn't say I'm skeptical, but I'm like, I'm intrigued. I am intrigued to see more. Temple, I don't need to tell you about Temple. Shamshay Shamshay's a raw prospect. He really needs some time in the G League. Let's leave it at that. Mitchell, just not enough on offense still. I like the playmaking. I like the passing. I like the defense. Can't be on 1 point. We need some field goals. We need Mitchell to give us 8 points a game. And he didn't do that in preseason. He's a big part of the second unit. Need a bit more from him. Ramsey's decision-making is pretty poor. Has ability, but his decision-making is a bit too poor to be an NBA guy. He's Exhibit 10. He'll be in the G League for the 905. Jamal Shett was good. It'll be tough to keep this guy out of rotation to start the season. I struggle to see where he'll fit in for the rotation. I like Jamal Shett. I'd like to see him get NBA minutes to see what he can do there. DJ Carton's a two-way guy. Not a good defender. Not really great at bending the defense, but, he's there. Other guys, Jared Rhoden, Exhibit 10. He'll be the G League. Brandon Carlson, two-way guy. He'll be in the G League. For the Nets today, Cam Johnson had 21 points at half, 32 points in the game. He hit some ridiculous shots today. On Dennis Schroeder watch, 3 of 11. If you're hate watching, you win. 1 of 5 from 3, 3-11 from the field. 3 of 11 from the field. 13 for Thomas, 13 for Wilson, 12 for Williams, 11 for Clowney, 11 for Keon Johnson. A lot of guys scoring, but not enough overall because I think the possession battle, it's pretty even actually. Raptors were up at half, but possession battle ends 91-90 in favor of Brooklyn as far as field goal attempts are concerned. They take 2 extra free throws, but the Raptors, that third quarter, they were just so much more efficient. 38-29 in that quarter, all to do with the Raptors starters doing their thing. The likes of Scotty Barnes, Grady Dick, Emmanuel Quickley, and even Abaji had a really good third quarter. Pirtle as consistent as ever. So that'll wrap it up for preseason. Final thoughts on preseason. No RJ Barrett was kind of tough to see exactly what this team is going to be, but for preseason as a whole, I think there's reason to feel like, this could be an intriguing season. I'm trying to put it nicely. There's going to be some tough games. There's going to be some fun games. The defense is clearly a bit of a struggle for this team. That's going to be problematic in terms of the consistency overall, but there's going to be lineups out there that can succeed. There's going to be individuals out there that can succeed. But I'm not going to go into this season thinking this team can win 40 games. Can we get to 33, 34, 35 and be in the play-in conversation? For sure. 35 wins might get you into the play-in tournament with how bad the East is this year. So don't know if that's the best thing for this team, but let's start the season trying to win games. Tough schedule to start the season. Rather the toughest start of the season in terms of their schedule for the first half of the season. So we'll just have to see how things transpire in that. Then some tough decisions may need to be made. It's not the best team. It's not the worst team. We'll have some fun games. We'll have some tough games. But along the way, hopefully there are some positive things to reinforce the direction this team is going in. Scotty Barnes can be a big reason for that. So can RJ Barrett. So can Emmanuel Quickley. So can Grady Dick and others. I think it'll be a fun season as long as you keep your expectations in check. So that will do it for preseason. That will do it for today's watch party. If you did enjoy, smash the like button, subscribe for more post-game shows and watch parties just like this, wherever you may be watching. Subscribe to Amateur Sports for watch parties amateur reactions for the post-game shows like this. Last season, I did 70 games, therefore 70 post-game shows, plus probably some others I didn't stream for. So tons of content here. Don't miss out.